Good morning. Welcome to day 13 of 50 and Starting a Business. Today we're going to focus on the SWOT analysis. Now, SWOT analysis is not part or a section of a business plan. Rather, you use it when writing up or when doing the research for the competitive analysis section of a business plan. So SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You are going to do this analysis based on your company. So what is the strengths, weaknesses, opportunity, threats of my company, as well as for each of your main competitors. You don't have to do it for all the competitors, but let's say there's 3 to 5 companies that compete directly in your space with your target audience or with your target customer. So there are 6 steps in doing a SWOT analysis. First, you really need to identify your objective. Mainly being, am I doing the SWOT analysis on the company level, or am I doing this analysis on the product/service level? A lot of companies have more than one product or more than one service they offer. So are you really, what level are you doing it? And do you have direct competitors that compete with you on all the different product and services levels? So that might also answer your question as to whether you can do it on a company level or a product/service level. The other question to ask yourself is, do my customers buy my product because of at the company level, or are they buying the product at the product level? Meaning, for example, I love Dove soap. I purchase their soap. I do not purchase their shampoo nor their body wash, but maybe there are clients out there that do. I love Dove. I'm going to buy everything that is Dove. And so how your customer purchases their product is going to dictate at what level you're doing this SWOT analysis. And then you need to go through and identify, the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, the threats for each of your competitors. From there, you want to look at areas where you can improve. One of the things with the SWOT analysis is not only where do I fit in the market, but what are my weaknesses, and what do my weaknesses do in regards to the customer? If my weakness is that I'm missing a feature that my customer wants, well, wow, my sales can go up and I can do better if I address this weakness. If there's a threat coming on down the pipe because I know either there's a new entrant into the marketplace, or a competitor is going to add a feature to their product, if I'm aware of that threat, then I can address it, and I can either change my product, lower my prices, or add features. When you look at this backwards, right, how can I improve my offerings? It's sometimes called a TOES analysis. So you do the SWOT analysis first, you gather all the information, you have it a chart for each company, and then you sit there and you take a step back and you say, okay, what does this mean for me? What does this mean for me in terms of building out my product? And that sometimes is called a TOES analysis. TOWS, basically SWOT backwards. It's not really that ingenious. But if you want to have another acronym, there you go. So that's really what's going into a SWOT analysis. To sit down and do it, I think it is one of the very important things to do. I've done it for my wealth management business, and not so much, the services are pretty much cut and dry, but what are my weaknesses in regard to my customers? What am I not offering? I used to not offer financial plans. I just didn't want to get into it. And I found that a lot of my clients didn't necessarily want a financial plan. And then I did one for my husband and I just was like, wow, these are really helpful, and it helps me address things better with the client, and I feel like I can be a better financial advisor. So now I always offer them, and sometimes I kind of insist on doing them, as much as you can insist on making somebody do something. But I do see the real benefit in it. So yeah, looking at the competitor landscape, looking what I'm able to offer, seeing a real benefit in it for my clients. And so that analysis ended up being very, very beneficial to me. And it would be to you too. I think anytime you take a step back and you analyze your company in relation to others and what others are offering, and you see where you're weak, or where, or what opportunities are coming up down the road, what threats there are, yeah, you're going to be better off. And it's very important to put into your business plan, especially again if you're looking for outside financing. Somebody on the outside is going to want to know that you've analyzed everything. I think sometimes they're less concerned. Well, that's not really fair. I say less concerned with the answer, or they're not necessarily looking for a specific answer, right? They're not necessarily looking for you to have a luxury product, or they're not really looking for you to be the low-cost provider, but they're looking to see, do you know your industry inside and out? Do you know your place within that industry inside and out? And do you know what opportunities you have down the road? You know, I got a Roomba for free years and years ago, actually 15 years ago, when after my son was born, we went to a Halloween party, and the gift was these free Roombas. And at that time, there was like one Roomba. 15 years later, they have so many products, right? They saw where they had opportunities or more features they can add and all that. And their company has grown dramatically. Obviously, it was pretty small when they were giving out free Roombas. But yeah, so it's very important to know, and it's really important to put in a business plan to let your reader know how well versed you are in the industry, your competitors, and your place in it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day.